Son of a bitch. For the 2025 season, I put in some upgrades, $551.21. If you want to see where it went, watch this video. Previously, I had $2,681 into this rifle, and I've got a video on all the details. Check it out. I'll put a link in the comments. Last year, I was running a Harris bipod that attached with M-lock, and it was okay, but I just wanted something a little bit better. Well, I had not decided for sure on which bipod I wanted, but I knew I wanted something that would mount to an Arca rail, so I got this rail first. I'm always looking for ways to add weight to this rifle, and also I didn't want to have any confusion as to what would fit up to this stock, so I bought the KRG Heavy Rail. So $121.99 delivered to my door and added 1 pound and 3 ounces. Well, you can see a little bit of wear on that rail, but no big deal. And now for the big money. I always told myself I would never pay that much for a bipod, but guess what? I did. I happened to see this on a Black Friday deal, so for $298.65, I did it. I've been using Harris bipods since the 1980s, and I like them a lot, so is this Accu-Tac worth it? I mean, yeah, I guess. It is just easier and faster to get it where you want. I'm a cheapskate and I have no problem swapping bipods around, and with the Arca rails it's so easy. I personally don't like to shoot in the cold, but I think all of these knobs and adjustments you could do with gloves on. They're pretty big and beefy, which is one thing I really like. My number one complaint against the Harris bipods is adjusting for tilt, but this has a lever. I've got it in the loose position here, but man, it's so much better than the Harris. On the Harris bipods, I have a hard time getting that little knob tight enough that it won't tilt, but that's not a problem on the Accu-Tac. So the one that I got is the wide body, which I don't know how much that really buys you or how much difference it makes, but it's significantly wider than the Harris bipod. There's plenty of videos on these bipods, so I'm not going to get into the details, but they're pretty nice. I've only shot one match with this bipod so far, but I have practiced with it quite a bit, and so far I have no complaints. Previously I did not have a scope level, and this one is a bit of a splurge, but man, it's nice. I think I looked at about every scope level out there, and I just didn't really care for any of them but this one. On one of my hunting rifles I have a pair of these Zeiss rings that has a tiny level in it, and it's pretty good, but it's not precise enough. Sometimes in life you just say screw it and buy what you want. It's not like this project is about making good decisions or saving money. Another $100, but no regrets. So I measured the width of this with calipers and it's exactly a 1/2 inch. Here's a look at the underside. I can't remember what they recommended for the torque spec on this. Here's just a couple views from the other side. They're made out of aluminum. They come in a couple different colors. They even have them for left-handers. The standard bubble level always moves the opposite way I think it's going to, but the thing I like about this is it moves the way you tilt it. And last but not least was a new bolt knob from Diversified Innovative Products. They've got a pretty good selection. This one I picked out was called the Executive 2 and was only $29.94. So my new total, figured down to the penny, is $3,232.17. So was it worth it? So far, so good. I shot my first match last Saturday in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, and took first place. And I was shooting against some pretty good shots and some pretty nice rifles. Now, I'll admit it was a little bit of luck involved, but this rifle always keeps me competitive. And with all of these things I've put onto this rifle, I think the biggest factor is the weight. I don't know if you've ever shot a gun that weighed over 15 pounds, but it's quite a bit easier.